Hello, I'm Lux, and welcome to my YouTube channel. For centuries, drag queens and beauty gurus alike have been filming makeup tutorials for those of you at home to follow along with and enjoy. Some are funny, some are scary, and some, like the one you're watching now, are drop dead gorgeous! Hello everyone, it's Lux from the future at the end of this tutorial. I forgot to say it in my intro, but today we are recreating my makeup look from Get Dusted 2 Flesh Without Blood. Yo's good. Enjoy the video. Alright, so I've got my wig cap on, I've got my face taped, and I'm not going to tell you how I do that because it is not safe. So I'm going to start by gluing down my eyebrows. I'm not going to go too in depth with this because there are many a tutorial out there you can watch. Oh my god. I didn't used to use the blow dryer for my brows, but I started doing it when I was filming Get Dusted the Movie 2, now on Vimeo, and I feel like it helps them be smoother in the end. I usually do about 3 layers, but certainly if you have thicker eyebrows, I would do a few more. And on the last layer, you want to leave it still pretty wet, and then I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder and really firmly pressing it into that wet glue and trying to flatten down all the hairs together. Ta-da! And now that the boring part is over, we can get on to the makeup! Before I put any makeup on my face, I always go in with a primer. And lately, I've been using the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. It is a really great primer. It's very affordable. It gives you a slight glow while also filling your pores and giving you a tacky base for your foundation and creams to stick to. And I think it goes really well with my other products. I'm revealing my big forehead. And then, according to the directions, you let it sit so it can settle into the skin. So I'm gonna let it do that. See that glow? Ooh, luminous.
A few moments later.
Next, I go in with my Revlon Color Stay Full Coverage Foundation. This is what I've been using lately. I normally just get whatever packaging is speaking to me when I'm at Walmart. Get it on the neck a little bit. About 85% of the products I use are really affordable. It's really not about how expensive the product is, it's about what you can do with the product. And if you're not good at makeup, having bougie products will not make you good. And now that I'm looking like a ghost, I'm gonna go in with some concealer to highlight the face. My favorite concealer is LA Girl Pro Conceal. It's thick, it's full coverage, and the most important thing is that it's very cheap. I look good. Bye, pee-pee. I'm also gonna hit my chin and the forehead. Then I'm going in with Morphe White Concealer just on the nose and the center of the forehead and a little bit in the inner corner of my eyes to just really brighten those areas. Gorge. Now I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Stick in Fawn. I'm doing the beige rainbow around my forehead, as Willem calls it, and then I bring it just slightly down onto my cheek, and then very lightly tap it down onto the cheek. And then I'm just tapping and blending it onto my forehead. Next, I'm taking just this Ben Nye flat brush. You could use a paintbrush from Walmart. I'm getting a good amount of my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour stick on it, and I'm going to just draw a literal triangle on my nose. A lot of the things I do with my makeup, I do because I couldn't figure out how to actually do it, so I could never figure out how to do a natural nose contour, so I just draw a triangle. And it looks intentional. And then I take my sponge with the dark foundation or the contour on it, and I just tap that out. Stunning! Once I got my highlight and contour done, I started my brows. To begin, I map out where my crease is gonna go, so I know how high to put my eyebrows. And I just follow this like line that's naturally on my face. And it's just a guideline, so it doesn't matter if it's messy. And then, now that I know how high my crease will go, I take my flat brush and I start right here, slightly angled up, and then I just pull it out and up and swish it out. And then once I got the general shape mapped out, I go in with more cream and refine it. So I like it to be a little bit thicker. I like a really mean looking brow. And I developed my signature like eyebrow because I couldn't do an ombre brow. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not even gonna try. And now I do this. At this point, what I'm most concerned about making crisp and sharp is the top of the brow because I'll clean up the bottom later with white concealer. A good way to get your brows even is if you look down like this and then draw them, you get a better idea of how they're lining up, even though you look scary. So I think that's good enough for now. And my last step of my base is to start my lips. So I take that same Ben Nye flat brush and my liquid lipstick, and I'm just laying the base of my lips. I'm not doing them completely. I just draw two lines coming from the outsides, almost as if I'm starting big Joker scars. And then I do a half circle on the bottom. And this is my base. All done. And now we're gonna powder. I always powder the center of my face, meaning the nose and the forehead, with a white powder. Clonk that on there. And then for the rest of my face, I'm just using that same Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. Dust away the excess. Now we're gonna reinforce the cream contour with some powder contour. I use a Wet n Wild fluffy brush and the e.l.f. contour palette. I'm keeping it mostly on the perimeter of my face. And then I just dust it around. And I'm also sure to hit my jaw. And then I pinch my brush. I contour the sides of my nose. Then I give this brush a little dust and I go in with my blush. And I like a nice warm toned peach blush. I usually do a lot of blush because I think blush is so pretty. And see the slight kind of highlight in there? That's nice. We're looking good. What is the next step? Now that my whole base and powder contour are done, I'm going to do my eyeshadow. I start by laying down a wet base of the Morphe White Concealer. I use this as an eyeshadow primer to give the eyeshadow something to stick to so that it's more pigmented. This is where I refine the shape of the brow on the bottom, and then I'll take my beauty sponge and just blend that. Make it look nice. So you can see what a difference that makes. Gives us a really poppin' under eye highlight. You know what? They're sisters, not twins. I don't care. I'm proud of my uneven brows, and you should be too. To start my eyeshadow, I take this, I don't know what it is, and I'm dipping into a dark green color from the Take Me Back to Brazil palette by BH Cosmetics. It's a great starter palette for colored eyeshadow. The colors are really bright, there's a lot of them, and the palette is only $20, I think. So I get a lot of that on my brush, and then I'm going to stamp on the shape of my crease. And later on, I'll blend it out, and you just want to get it really dark, really on there. And the look I'm doing today starts green in the inner corner, and then it goes to black on the outside, so I'm just doing the green at the center of my face. And then I also lay the base for my under eyes, so starting like here, dink, I come up at an angle And then once I get to the eye bag of my eye, I turn out and start following my under eye. And now once I've got that green, that dark green on there, I'm gonna go into the black eyeshadow from the same palette and finish it out. So I start right there and pull it up until it's in line with this. And then I take my black and I drag it out. I always think my makeup looks like really pretty just like this. I don't know. Now we're gonna blend out these colors. So using the same palette, and I'm getting a light, like kind of a lime green, a neon greenish color. And I'm going to use circular motions and blend that dark green out. And I'm just focusing this green where I laid down that green base. And then I will do the same on the bottom. I love it! And I'm actually using 2 shades of green to do this blending out. I'm like laying down a base of a bright, almost yellow green. And then I'm on the same brush, I'm taking a slightly darker lime and using it to add dimension. I have a lot of green. I'm putting a lot of green on here. So that's our inner corner green. Now I'm taking a different brush, and to blend out this black, I'm gonna use a grayish brown from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, but any brown shadow will work. Do the same on the bottom. I like a lot of color on my face, so I bring my eyeshadow like way down on my cheeks. With blending, I do my best. If you want good blending, go to Betty. If you want bright colors, you came to the right place. That looks good, but I'm like pretty far away. And now we're gonna cut the crease. Once again, going with my Morphe white concealer and that flat concealer brush. So I just stamp on my shape. I'm following that base, that line that we drew earlier with our eyeshadow. And then once you've got it stamped on, then you can drag it. At this stage, I also do the white under my eye. I pull it down and I fill in that space. And I bring the white all the way under my eye, and I make sure to get it on my waterline because that's gonna make your eye look really big at the end. Now I'm taking just a beauty sponge and I'm getting that Ben Nye Super White. And I'm gonna set this. And then I'm just getting my eyeshadow brush and kind of dusting that away so it doesn't disturb my beautiful colors. Before we do eyeliner, we're gonna add some color in the outer corner of our crease to add dimension. So I start by dipping into that almost yellow lime green. And I blend that about halfway onto my eye. Then I take my medium green shade. We're basically just making a gradient so it goes from white to dark green. And then I finally take my darkest green and hit it in the outermost corner. Now we're ready for eyeliner. For my upper eyeliner, I close my eye and I start at the inner corner, pull it across my eye, and then once I get to the outer corner, I follow this line I did earlier with my shadow. Just swipe it. Then I come here where this crease ends, and I pull it straight out and slightly up to meet up with that other line. I really like a graphic outer corner, so about halfway through my eye, I pull it up, and then right from that line, I pull it down, and then I fill that in with the liner. I'm like holding my breath. I'm like, lovely. And now I'm taking a slightly smaller Morphe blending brush, going into that black from the BH Cosmetics palette, and I'm just going to hit this outer corner. And now that I fixed my little thing on the bottom, I'm gonna do my bottom eyeliner. So I take it and bring it to about the place where we started the shadow, and I drag it up at an angle towards my eye. And then once I get to the waterline, turn and connect it up like that. And I pull it up and I'm like maybe a centimeter away from my waterline. And then I just fill that in. Ta-da! And now it's like the horrible part of trying to make them look right, look even. Then taking my smaller blending brush from Morphe, I'm smoking it out, baby. Anytime I look at a drag queen, I'm like, you need more black eyeshadow under your eye. And now, to complete the eyes, we're gonna add a little bit of glitter. I'm taking NYX glitter primer and any random brush. I'm gonna paint that onto the crease. And then I have a mixture of a really fine white glitter and then a slightly chunkier white glitter. I'm gonna take it on that same brush and pack it into the glitter primer. Can you see that? It looks really nice and the light hits it on stage. The last step of our eyes before we add eyelashes is to hit our natural lashes with a little bit of mascara. I smudged it a little bit. Pretend that didn't happen. One of my biggest pet peeves is when drag queens don't put mascara on and you can just see their like powdery white lashes underneath their fake ones. And now we're finally gonna finish our lips. So I'm taking that bend knife flat brush and starting from this outer corner of this line, I come up at an angle and draw my half circle. And you want to get dangerously close to your nose. To make my lips look extra plump, I'm getting a bit of that LA Girl Pro Conceal. It's that. And now for the finishing touches. I'm gonna add some beauty marks. I have like very specific beauty marks, but you can put them wherever you want. I just think beauty marks are so beautiful. I don't know. Fun fact about me, all of my beauty marks I actually took from faces of boys that I had a crush on. That's why they all have specific spots. Now we're gonna pop on some highlighter. I give my face a spritz. I'm like soaking my face with this Wet n Wild Natural Finish setting spray, and then using an e.l.f. Brush. I load it up and then get it on the cheeks and above the brow. I just love highlighter because I like seeing videos of myself performing and just seeing that like seeing it bounce off my face. I also get some on my chin. See, you don't need expensive highlighter. This is the ticket. Ooh. And then I also put a little bit of highlighter on my lips. So, more spritz of the spray. Yes, this is correct. Oh, I almost forgot. I always almost forget this part. The tip of my nose. And I do 2 diagonal lines at the tip of my nose to make a little bit of a heart. I think that's done. That looks stunning. And I hope you do too. So I'm gonna throw on some lashes, top lashes, bottom lashes, and I'm gonna put on my outfit and my wings, and I'll be right back.
Majesty, only
Lux Queen.
gonna take this and give you
a princess.
Better.
Much better.
But I wanted to take this opportunity to show off my Get Dusted merch. Ooh. Ooh. I feel so sexy and alive in this Get Dusted Girls shirt. I've never felt more fabulous in my freaking life. And you too can look stunning like me by following this tutorial and ordering your Get Dusted Girls merch at luxtok.threadless.com. I'll put the link. I think I look stunning, and I'm sure you will too. Yeah. Alright, I'm signing off.